Today, we go straight to the person in charge and demand to know what's going on here in Let's Play Ultima 4. Previously we explored the town of Moonglow, and I do want to wander back in there and talk to a couple of people that I missed previously. I'm just going to fast forward through the process of getting there. Down here, there is this person we missed before. His name is Patrick the Humble Shepherd. He is called Patrick T.H. Shepherd on formal documents. One thing I didn't point out before, if you want the description of a person again, look is another keyword. It's usually unnecessary because it's redundant to what you see when you start the conversation, but it's there if you forget or something. How are you feeling? That's good. And he is Shepherd. Good job. That's no shepherd. Tell me how humble you are. Humility is not derived from... okay. Whatever that means. Yes, that's pretty much the definition of the word, yes. That's a trick question, isn't it? No, I am not totally humble. Okay, I'll do that. Thanks for the advice. And also, there was this person over here, whom I think I noted in a subtitle previously. Is this the one? That's right, that question. That's right. You're supposed to ask him about truth after that line. I forgot to do that. Tell me about truth. Again, that's pretty much accurate by definition, yes? Okay, that's all I want to do in Moonglow, so I'm just going to fast-forward my way back out. I can exit down here. Now, you may be wondering, Moonglow is over here on an island. Castle Britannia, which is where Lord British is, which is where we have been told by various sources that we should be doing pretty early on, is way over here on the mainland, across a lot of water. And there is no easy way of grabbing a ship right now. What are we going to do about that? Well, first of all, it looks like we're going to have to fight some orcs, because if I just stand here, they're about to attack me. Because I want to stand over here. And this is combat. Basically, you just take turns one at a time, and then each monster on the field takes a turn as well. And as all I have is a staff, I have to actually close with them. Note that you cannot move and attack on the same turn the way you could in D&D or something. So I move, the monster moves, and then the next turn I get an attack on them. A staff, unsurprisingly, is not a very good weapon for hitting things. You also do not see how much damage you actually do. You just get a report of how much or how many wounds you've dealt to that creature. Basically, it goes lightly wounded, heavily wounded, critical, and then potentially fleeing. And as I just have a melee weapon, there's not much I can do about the fact that they're fleeing, but yay, we won! Anytime you win a combat on the overworld map, they will drop a chest, which you can then step on and get a little money. You also get a bit of experience for fighting. You will note, however, that I have 200 experience now. I believe I started with 100. That is because anytime you find a key item, such as the Rune of Honesty that I found last time, you get something like 100 experience for that, and I think possibly more for other items. Hold on. Can I make it? Nope, I missed it. What was I saying? You get experience for key items, right? Only your main character gets that. If you had other party members, they would not share that experience. If you want to level other party members, you would actually need to do it normally by fighting things. Now, as I was saying, we want to get all the way over to Castle Britannia across the ocean. Our way of doing that is that blue door we just saw. We saw one of those during the intro, and they do appear on the map. The answer to how they work is actually found in the game manual. If we scroll over to where it talks about travel here, wherever that is, transportation, there's some discussion there about how moon gates work. And basically what they explain is the gate appears at a location defined by the left moon, Trammel. It takes you to a destination defined by the right moon, which is Felucca. If you look at the map, Moonglow has a gate next to it that shows up with the new moon. Meaning, as is about to happen right now, there it is. Now we want to go in when the right moon is on the waning crescent. If I can unpause quickly enough. I don't have keyboard focus. Okay, we'll try and do that on the next cycle. I didn't mention it before, but even though when you're viewing your stats, time doesn't pass insofar as you won't automatically pass and let anything else on the map take an action. However, the moons continue to cycle while you are looking at your stats. The wind also changes, if and when that matters. So if you're waiting for a moon gate, you can sit here on your stats screen and wait for the proper phase to come around. And there is really no penalty to doing that, besides the fact that you are spending time waiting that you would probably rather spend talking to people about honesty, or whatever. So it's about to come up, I think. Yeah, here it comes. Alright. Appears at the new moon. Takes me to by Castle Britannia at the waxing crescent. There. Derp, I had my manual open that whole time. Oh well. But you can see the map changing to show where I am now. And there it is. That's the castle we're looking for. So, let's wander in there and see what we can find. Yay! Exciting castle music. The guard doesn't have a name, he's just a guard. Guards, happily, are in good health. Yeah, that's the general idea. Good to know that any random person could just walk in and talk to the king. That's good security. The second guard there has the same conversation script, so don't bother with him. Do we have a jester here? What does he say? This is Chuckles the Jester, who is the royal jester. Yeah, I picked this up somewhere. Yay! And that's all we know to ask him about right now. Are you the same... No, we don't want to attack the guard. That would be a terrible idea. Are you the same guard as before? You guard the castle and all within, right? Yes. Same guard. The direction we want to go, first of all, is over here. Are you the same guard? There are a couple of different guards around here, but I think all the ones on the second floor are the same. How about this? Okay, good for you. No, I don't mean to steal. Okay. I'm actually going to stand around here for a moment, though, because the guards, first of all, block me out of the room. And second of all, there is something I want to point out if I watch them wander around for a moment here. Except that it's not going to happen right now, is it? I'll check again later. What do you have to say for yourself, second floor guard? Yes, I am the most valiant warrior in the whole entire world, and also the most humble... No. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I'm pretty sure fleeing from battle is sometimes a good idea, but... this in here is the kitchen. The kids don't say anything if you talk to them. The chef doesn't say very much either. I don't think he says anything about his finger. What does he say? Okay, he doesn't actually hint at the keywords, but I suppose you're supposed to know that you should ask a chef about food. Yay, and cook. I don't remember this conversation. No, I don't eat. Yeah, something like that. That's the kitchen. So, this is the throne room that we were told about. There are two jesters here. They have the same script, who are Hoppy, and they are twin jesters. What else do they say? Anything? I don't think they say anything important. Okay, I ask you about jesting. Tell me about bards. I don't know, it cut out as soon as I started talking to you, but until then it was pretty neat. That is, I guess, somewhere on my list of things to do. You can't actually talk to the bard, by the way. Okay. Okay. How can you help me? Why would I want to know such a thing? No, I've never heard of this before. Alright, I'll add it to my list of things that I'm supposed to be seeking. Alright, let's talk to Lord British and find out what's going on here and how we get home to our mundane existence. Yes. His name is Lord British. He rules a land called Britannia from a place called Castle Britannia, next to the city of Britain. And his musical theme is indeed Rule Britannia. I think there's a bit of a theme here. He's talking while I'm talking, isn't he? Same thing we heard from the manual. People need purpose and direction. He wants a champion of virtue, and he wants me to be that champion. I don't know why, I'm just some random person who found a book, but okay. But he'll aid me in any way he can. Okay, first of all, your name is just Lord British, right? Do you have a first name? It's totally Richard, isn't it? If you don't know, Lord British is Richard Garriott, developer of this game. How are you feeling? Oh, he wants to know how I am. No, I got beat up by some orcs on the way here. Ooh. Anytime you come back to Lord British and ask him about health, if you tell him you're not well, he will heal you. That includes poison. I don't believe it includes resurrection if you had a dead party member, though. For what that's worth. Tell me about your job. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure that would make everything better, right? Okay. How exactly does his dialogue script go? Lord British actually does have a much more extensive script than most people in the world. Okay, so he says he wants me to be a champion of virtue. I asked about that, right? No, he doesn't know about that, but how about virtue? The 8 virtues of the Avatar, whatever that is. You'll remember those are the same concepts that we were quizzed about by the fortune teller at the beginning of the game. You will become very familiar with those, fear not. So, what is this Avatar thing? Can't be too important, it's just in the subtitle of the game, so... To be an Avatar is to be the embodiment of the 8 virtues. Fair enough. Okay. Something like that. The word Avatar actually comes from Hindu mythology and Hindu philosophy in some form or another, basically referring to a mythological figure who is considered to be an incarnation of one of the deities. The general examples are that the characters Rama and Krishna from the major Hindu epics are considered to be worldly incarnations of the deity Vishnu. And there are a number of others. That's where the term comes from. It was adopted in this game to mean basically someone who is in incarnation of abstract morality, i.e. the virtues. So, let's ask about these virtues that we're supposed to be living out. Tell me about honesty. Yeah, I was there, I stole some stuff, and maybe I shouldn't have done that. Oops. Oh well. He won't tell me any more about the towns, just the virtues. So, compassion is next on the list. Bards in Britain like compassion. We're right next door, that's probably where we'll go next. Jellum is where valor is happy. That's on an island. Don't know how we'll get there. There's a city of you that does justice. These towns are all described in the manual, by the way. I think I glossed over that, but this is the first time you hear them directly associated with particular virtues. What's the other one? Honor. Intrinsic. Spirit. I'm not gonna type that. Spirit. That's also on an island. Humility is the foundation of virtue, but it's not made of truth, love, or courage, from what we heard previously. The ruins of proud Magentia are a testimony unto the virtue of humility. How does that work? I don't know. So there's a tiny island somewhere that has the ruins of Magentia on it. That's actually one of the places that the manual alludes to that are not on the map we got, that we actually have to find through searching and other information. So those are the virtues. What else will he tell me right now? He actually would tell me more about Prid, or Pride. Wait, that other person told me that humility contains none of those, right? You're contradicting yourself here, game. What's going on? Okay, so it's a backwards pride. Okay, if you say so. Let me see. He will tell me more about Quest, which is basically what he already told me. Oh, we heard about that before. The end point of the Quest of the Avatar is acquiring or viewing or whatever the Codex of Ultimate Wisdom, which someone in Moonglow mentioned to us. What else? Tell me more about this abyss, because I'm not sure I like the idea of that. Stygian is a real word, I believe, that means pertaining to the river Styx in Greek mythology. I assume they just picked it here because it sounds cool, but... Okay, so you have to become an avatar in order to enter the Stygian Abyss and view the Codex. There's a little bit of extra text if you ask about the backstory. But nothing meaningful. He mentioned truth, love, and courage. So, what are those and how do those fit in? Okay. So there's a place called the Lyceum we heard about in the manual that is associated with truth. Same with Empath Abbey for love. And Serpent's Castle, right? Oh, right, no. We ask about the concept, not the place. Serpent Castle is where that is. Fair enough. I don't know why serpents are so courageous, but fair enough. I think that's pretty much everything that Lord British will tell me. The other thing is that he said he will help me if you ask him directly about help. We get a music glitch, and we hear some stuff. I'm not sure why the music glitches out while he's saying that, but... what's going on there is that he will tell you something pertinent to where you are in the game when you ask him for help, and that dialogue will change over time in some way. I'm not exactly sure how that works algorithmically, but it is what it is. Now, I believe if I talk to him once more... Yes, make sure you do that again after the first time you talk to him, because when you cross an experience threshold, you need to come back to Lord British, and he will raise you to the next experience level, which gives you more hit points and more stats. He won't do that when you talk to him for the first time, though, so make sure you do it again. And if I view my stats again, my base stats have increased quite a bit. One thing to bear in mind, I believe I've read, is that there is a bug in the game where if you've gained enough experience to cross 2 experience thresholds, you'll get the HP for it when you come back and talk to him, but you won't get the stat gains. You'll only get enough stat gains for 1 level, basically. So be cautious of that. I don't think it matters that much, because I believe your stats cap at 50 anyway, but whatever. The experience thresholds are the powers of 2 times 100. Level 1 is 100, level 2, or 1 to 2 is 100, 2 to 3 is 200, 3 to 4 is 400, 4 to 5 is 800, and so on. Ultimately, you need 6400 to get to level 8, and that is the maximum level attainable. So, who else can we talk to in here? Oh, one thing I did want to do, after that conversation with Lord British, I have some idea of what Juliet here is talking about with the virtues forming the 3 principles. That's basically what Lord British is talking about with truth, love, and courage being associated with the 8 virtues in some way. We don't really know the details, but for our purposes, sure, we've heard about that. Whatever that means. So there's also a 1 thing that we're also supposed to learn about that she's alluding to. How's the prison going here? All the bad people are locked away in there, right? I think you're the same as the other level 2 guards. That's kind of a scary-looking thing. You're no different, are you? Yeah, you're just that one. These doors you see here are locked doors, and we don't have a way of opening those. This thing over here, you would know from the manual, is a Reaper. It is a type of particularly scary monster, and there's not even a door to get there. So we'll leave that alone. There's nothing we can do in the prison. So let me check on the guard room again here. Are you gonna do it? I'll just tell you. What I'm trying to point out is that sometimes the guards will actually step right here. And because of the way the line of sight works, you would actually see through there is where a bunch of treasure is. That tile you see there is actually a secret door with the little dot in it. So keep an eye out for those. There's a bunch of treasure in there, but if our actual goal is to become an avatar by being honest and compassionate and whatever else, we probably shouldn't be going around stealing. And by the way, unlike the previous Ultima games, even the guards would not actually attack you if you grabbed that treasure from right in their line of sight. It would just be generally bad for your avatarishness, we'll put it that way. The purple stuff here is sleep fields. They have a chance of putting you to sleep when you walk through them. And usually you don't stay asleep this long, but it really doesn't matter when you're in a town because nothing's going to happen to you. And who's this person? The Seer. This person is Hawkwind, Seer of Souls. He doesn't even care about health. Hawkwind is the other character who has a unique dialogue script, and his function is strictly to tell you how you're doing on each of the virtues. What you're supposed to do is, at various points in the game, come back here, ask him how we're doing on each of the virtues. And he will basically say you're doing okay-ish on all of these things. I've fought one combat, so I'm not valorous yet. And he basically says that we haven't done much at all yet because we just got started. However, on the Apple II version only, the much easier way of checking your progress on the way to avatarhood is to hit Control-S. That shows you a string of numbers. Each one of those each pair of 2 digits corresponds to one of the virtues, in the order we heard from them from Lord British and everywhere else in the game. The first 2 numbers on the left, 60, 60, that is my honesty score. The next one is my compassion score, so on until the humility score at the far right. You will notice that I have a little more honesty. That's because I started the game as a mage. I also have a little more in humility because I've been telling people that I'm not really all that special in a few conversations. The others are pretty much middle of the road. You start off with a little more in the, I think the top 4 virtues in your fortune teller quiz. And that's why a couple of them, like the compassion and justice, started out a little higher too, I think. I won't be using that too much because it's not available to people on other platforms and it's not really intended to be part of the gameplay. But I am keeping an eye on it through supplementary tools here. Just so I don't have to trudge back to Hawkwind all the time. You saw there, the guard actually walked through that secret door that you see to the north there. First, though, Let's see what's down here. An injured fighter named Sisha. She has a wound, which is probably why she's in the healer place. I assume your country is Britannia, right? Sure. Okay, there's a person named Zircon in Minok who makes mystic arms. Does she have another line here? Where is she? Sisha. Oh, you could ask her about her wound if you really wanted to. But she says nothing of import. How about this one? This is a ranger. Her name is Sheila. Sheila Kijawani. No one's gonna get that, never mind. She's searching for the inner light, which you can find in the shrines. You need runes to enter shrines. So that's what that rune of honesty we got earlier. That would give us entry to the Shrine of Honesty, basically. I'm aware of mantras. I know the one for honesty. Tell me more about them. I don't know what they do. Mantras are pretty much as in the real world. While you're meditating at a shrine, you need a mantra to focus your thoughts. As you might imagine, the mantra of honesty is what you would use at the Shrine of Honesty to focus on honesty. Does the healer say anything useful? No, Lord British did perfectly well with helping me, so you probably don't do much business if Lord British just heals everyone who comes into the castle. Anything down here? No. I do want to come through this secret door, though. There is another secret door over here on the side that the guard is helpfully showing me. And I believe if I come down here into the woods here, I meet a hidden mage character who wants to help me. What riddle? Okay. We heard about that a bit before, but that's okay. Sure, go on. What one thing creates and is created by all truths, all love, and all courage? Apparently not. He doesn't actually give you any further information. He is alluding to a long-term riddle that you have to solve throughout the game. Same one that Juliet in the Throne Room alluded to. So that's something else to be thinking about here. There's no one up at the top there, I don't believe. I'll just make sure. I've missed things before. I can come up here. Over here, there is a room for water. Sure. There is a strong and beautiful shepherdess. Thanks for the editorializing game. She watches the water. Again, I would really love to know how people get some of these jobs and what they put on their resume when they apply. No, I am totally humble. Interestingly enough, I think that is indeed the humble answer for that question. You can't gain humility by saying, yes, I guess sometimes I fall into pride accidentally from time to time, like all people do, but whatever. But more importantly, she gives us coordinates, latitude and longitude, for where the ruins of Magencia actually are. Not that that means much to us, because we have no way of interpreting that, but... And that's not how latitude and longitude are supposed to be written with letters anyway. There's another secret door over here. And there's another shepherd here, who's grim, probably because he's really passionate about humility, right? Go back. Okay. He wants to warn us. What are you warning us away from? Sure. I have Valor. Okay, that's fine. But what he's talking about is there's a door here with a ladder that takes you somewhere you really don't want to go right now. We'll just put it that way. And he is correct that you can easily end up stuck there. But there's a locked door there that we can't get through anyway. So, I believe that's all I can really do in Castle Britannia right now. So, I will have to go and explore the town of Britain next time. Oh, by the way, when you actually save your game, you do that with the quit command with Q. That shows you your move counter, that's the number of actions you've taken in the game so far, which has influence on some things. Most importantly, the difficulty of monsters increases over time based on your move count. But that's how you quit and save, which is what I am doing right now. Thank you for watching, and good night.